Ambition for Cyber speaking on NPP MPs led by Afenyo marking Kojo Oppong so Akroma Sticker Steve so Dèṣtṛoy Adam so Teatro Arches and Nguasia can these people in parliament no Enyasem Ketua. Subscribe and share half 1 GH send be our new asobedi benye beat no so emudi ekubia yen sobre en fe ni nchim ni enka de wa nchemo Jema yena adwen se kwan bia so no NPP ni bia wafa o manager pade o kwan boni so no chese obe delay with you na de kure hia ne kese pa ne se o face ka obeji scan back of asase a obeji asase ne back the recovery no a one na adwen wo after that no punishment be o ma be another account amount na and now to speak no NPP MPs for any platform or parliament na omudi chantro it is misleading Ghanaians na information I drop page say these MPs are mabo omudin just omu dwane and Afenyo omu person must save a year NPP for sebi allegedly say omafa buying and as on manager party and on person protected these people so omu painti picture bi a Ghana before sene be ya mahama sha say oko omo so a na Ghana for boy den efu nyemokra na musumo buy my say no mo ana mo kan ya na musumo say no sa picture no mo painti. So right now on the presidency, I just say Shamima Muslim or no so ewo ho bi no or the information ya betudwa just enyas nketwa. I warning be a Dèṣtṛoy no e come this NPP MP say ya bo mudin no yenko ninkuti ni nhwa
and you and a destructive element. They just want to distract us from our cause.
My more video where so John I say and also a destructive element because and no see your gun and Russia fear and video where you would think as a fake and as a real. Every I sell no now over church mommy baby no credible. Kojo Oppong can information minister Ëvɪls works and housing minister of Wasia you be Russia begani. Egina Russia begafie no akase na mo a year reset na ban no kra moni mre I mean eba a year women's bank ya asa mo de Ghana for adwin na edi agro mo de sika kuma bi na ewura ho na so Shamima mo aso e ho de ya tam sika puduro ani edi akogu wo se ye de be dai wo de entie no na ye ni nkomo yi
then you're going to set up a bank for them, the Women's Development Bank. You have put $51 million allocation, 51 million cedis, 51 million cedis allocation in this budget for the Women's Development Bank. And then you have put 70 million cedis for research at Jubilee House. Oh, you see your priorities. The budget is beginning to betray your priorities. You give all of the women in Ghana who are looking for this bank 51 million, and then you give research at the office of the president 70 million Ghana cedis. You are beginning to see your priorities. Honorable Deputy Minister, you told us that something has happened that has never happened. The president has gone to negotiate minimum wage. How much? 10%. By the way, the people...
Okay, so it's about priorities. Come Kojo Kano. Come here and say, Mamma Jubilee House or Mona Moya by way a priority. Then a normal who do a Moshe Bossabo Bayano.
So, friends, oh, me who say, Yan Shaya, micro minority, with your person, Munya say, Omube Meki insistent attempts at distracting the entire nation so that accountability now ever almost or more administration 8 good years now. Only to be a hospital back under agenda 111. Accountability now ever almost to ask questions about how almost me expending $58 million to dig the largest pit in the entire world with nothing to show. A promise to God broken. Accountability now ever almost to answer how $12 million was sunk into Pualugu Dam ready. Wale was a fellow factory, almost promising ye 8 good years, almost sing ye, can you drink beer, watermelon juice, and sati. From that accountability now, airborne musono. I don't know, I am share, and you know, or more share alternatives to distract all of us, and to also provoke. Oh, because now we provoke now over from this one. Now I have to say, what we need elections, so that they are only minority for more to say back and forth.
Yeah.
That no more pay. But that for only more system more. Who governance now who ye catastrophe now ye corruption now we experience ye sex capital almost consent and the new patriotic party they are not going to be easily deceived by these machinations. They be say, if you come into the equity table with good intentions, of course, we will listen to you. How is it that Kojo Oppong, former minister of information and later on works and housing, and deliberately mislead? Mami started with his allegation that 78 million Ghana cedis had been allocated to Shamima and Felix. Felix is a government minister of communication. Me a deputy presidential spokesperson. Kojo Oppong kuma enim say Kesi and Otraye to make it look like you allocated 78 million to 4 million and a agenda. Ono Dr. Gideon Boako for Ladom Orchard, Omo number station to station. I can say identity 78 million. Bema government communication keke say Omo communicating. What Kojo Oppong add, which you know very much, is that yes, scrapping information ministry no. It's scrapping national security ministry no. Agencies na ever under those two ministries no. They had to be absorbed. And usually, Office of Government Machinery say, agency be which sector minister to put it under. Usually, you use the Office of Government Machinery to oversee the budgeting process because budget now, a minister has to defend in Parliament. Information Ministry had GBC. Under it,
that's right.
GNA under it, Information Services Department. Omo entire budget, omo nina representative budget edema finance minister through the Minister of Government Communication. Consolidated budget of the compensations, which is salaries and emoluments and other allowances. The goods and services allocation and almost capex, almost capital expenditure. These three broad categories. The staff of all these institutions, their salaries, their capital expenditure, their goods and services. New and the Office of Government Machinery. Now, friends, there were 4 security agencies and the National Security Ministry. Then we had the NIB, the National Security Secretariat itself. And we had a National Intelligence Bureau, NIB. And I have research department. Research department in Ghana. There were intelligence officers across the entire world. Ni Ghana, and the NIB no Ghana, but research department no comprises staff that are outside of this country.
Okay.
And the National Signal Bureau, these 4 institutions alone, we have brought them also under the Office of Government Machinery. So the staff of the security agencies alone is about 7,396. Agencies that we incorporated from the Ministry of Information are about 2,517. And a market of capital expenditures, because government minister no ono never could defend the amount, but controller will pay directly to Oppong account. And yet Felix no oye spending officer for these institutions that are now under, Office of Government Machinery, with the specific 3 for the Information Ministry under the Office of Government Communication. Kojo Oppong knows this, and he was aware of the breakdown. It was convenient because they have never practiced a politics of integrity. It was convenient for him to misinform the general public, to create a negative perception that Office of Government Communication keke. And all can say, already they spend far less. Kojo knows that they set up flash funds, unaccountable funds, and no, usually setting up a very behemoth infrastructure of communication. They had an entire unit churning out fake news and disinformation to the general public. They had a media program. Kojo Oppong knows what he was doing with the money that he was getting from wherever he was getting those things.
Wow.
The minister has given indications that he will cause the audit of Honorable Kojo Oppong when he was information minister. And you will see the things that are there. Combining those 3 information ministry agencies and the 4 national security agencies, almost alone, they take about 70% of the entire budget and the Office of Government Communications and the Office of Government Machinery. So, Office of Government Machinery, that is like the vehicle that helps in the administration of government business. Office of the President. So just imagine, say, vehicle, driving to a destination.
Yeah.
In this case, John Mahama and the driver of this vehicle for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
And then that vehicle is Office of Government Machinery. That vehicle, no. So, passengers now, passengers.
Passengers now.
Office of Government Machinery, and not passengers now, only agency, Office of Government Machinery.
Yeah.
Now, Office of the President, one of the passengers inside the Office of the HIFA, and there are now about 30 agencies, including 7 now absorbing from Ministry of Information and National Security, including and excluding a few others are free. But the net effect is that we have around 30 passengers who are sitting under the Office of Government Machinery.
It's a mobile do it do and 78 million. Oh,
they be in America say in total office, the entire Office of Government Machinery now Omuka say we have allocated 2 billion to the operations of Office of Government Machinery, and that they did less without due cognizance to the 4 national security agencies and the 3 information ministry. Now, and we want to the other count, and about 70% of the entire total budget. Because other institutions like so Office of the President alone, 6 institutions over there. A General Administration, Office of the Chief of Staff, Vice President Secretariat, Cabinet Secretariat, Press Secretariat, Office of the President, by about other agencies under the Office of Government Machinery now. We have Public Sector Reform, Millennium Development Authority. We have Council of State, Office of the Administrator General, National Population Council, Office of the Chief State Protocol. Those are Ghana Investment Promotion Center, ECA, agencies, the GBC, DNA, Information Services Department, National Security Council, Secretariat, National Intelligence Bureau, Research Department, National Signal Bureau, under government machinery. What we could have done, we could have said that, okay, extra budgetary allocation to these institutions outside the office of government machinery. But we expect, say, when we explain these things, Ghanaians will understand. But almost propaganda, no, it will fall flat because in the face of the evidence, we cannot be wanting to run a lean and efficient government and to be presenting to you a story that seems to be at complete variance to the commitment of the president to run a lean and efficient government. And make us say, civil servants, no. Yes, it means because of apart from realigning, and of course, a bit more realigning, and if they don't have any role to play anymore, you can let some go. But civil servants, you cannot just sack civil servants on a flimsy excuse. And so, who your discretionary powers, no, and don't now be making savings.
Obviously, for unity in Sema Shamima Muslim. Our Xp0se and the Abetuja. Nina is saying, and a budget no, almost chances on debate. Errors, then there was a president in a year, president, why dear yapa. Now, so no, NPP for our more parliament say, budget no, from introduction to conclusion. Bibie no wa e woma eye NPP for say budget ni nyina no enye ade a enye no ere na mo say hu ne say e dedodo nti eyaza wo say ade ni nyew but mo ankasa ma sa to budget ni din azan budget kire say enyema wo mu no e de too much ye hu bida because ade a hu bida no no bitimi eden edidadaw is o nipa we do yaza yes nipa we do yaza fan say microphone dey ka say maybe 100 cedis na so bi say obeto am 1 cedi a how o yaza cause f dedodo f dodo nya sanity sano mo hono because adia omomo ntima anya no gm ya omompe see no mo say Ghana for do na agi budget na tum Ghana for grandpa nipa akura kitikiti bi o akura kitikiti kura nim say ye be man free sanitary pad so free a primary to SHS ye de beche no on to be da omon dandwen ho omada dwen so omontimi nye say azan free SHS Omodiano no enye 1 cedi 20 pesos bi equal 2 cedi straight. Omuntimi nye onto say azan. Women's Bank for the first time president ebeti Women's Bank ediama mame fonom edwedi fonom sene bi omutima akwa akobobrusia dia hye omodwumam na omodwuma akoso no mutimi bi hwefie abo omukununum anaso omo ahono omo se azan because omuntimi nye bondholders ye tiomo kama omo osi eyaza omuntimi nye agree ye kwesi omo se omuntimi nye so eniema papa e wo budget no a shock omo intino adi omuntimi nye intino omo se ni eyantro because as budget ni mo hwam dodo eno intino Kojo Oppong Akroma sorry o parliament Dèṣtṛoy Kesi pa o parliament house Ḻieṣ-Presidency aso sansem nim say omo be take some action on Kojo Oppong Akroma because officers who feel all background no mess our create on nye mess ketwa we pia bontin kasa say we holy we drink Ghana for and so say office is alleged say nyema waye wo ho no enye nyema ketwa ankese ka ko wonu tum no wa say nya no kasa nti eye shamima muslim kire say san office no do aye krampo nti no Omo be provide some investigation pack is a park on office or I answer better. Afenyo mark and sorry out no so Canada. A.Adam a former finance minister sorry or Canada. So these people no pay Shamima Muslim say Omonda. I am she go almost on Yashim, I am she kitwa. So on my madrin say mission amude si one say omunya propaganda and sabotage abino and tarnish the image of the government. Emma Ghana for ending say who say NPP crown NPP amato abaiti omon omuni NDC epe. These people no ain't me yeshi. Na niema mobeyan through their own budget na Ghana for asumo eya niema enye nokore embwa Ghana. These are the lapses and who say the ewum into omayi omumpa ye ye tiso campaign na no machance no e trantofra. Into ninya say on person protected allegedly in Crawford or Marfa by nature padi no sene be ya president kwa kwachi omo Ghana for instance these people air pumping Air Force News into no omo de she Ghana for bufu so kwachi ompena Ghana for nyina sorry na some krama ba mo so mayisi some so kramba mo so mayisi ani nyina so nye den enye no kre Marcus Quadrichi as a camo educate the masses no Mudi munim de ni akwenya amenya no trantro to protect your selfish interest, to protect your political party abia we de ufrim. Meanwhile, Ghana here more. Meanwhile, you know say my bro mine agenda one more into my mubuofu every budget azan because GM interest ka be agenda one na die so. Mo ma dance ho da manye Mudi sikani tuamna. Mudi sikani tegatem. Waka is when interest called be a agenda one. That doesn't make sense. And until a hazard budget. Go for no deal much here. The other canning and yassing. So Shamima sure Ghana for say these people no near more moyeno. A baby bonia momo. No moonim the official bar coma no to me. Tinko fire bobo mudim beginning of our news no. Sankrofo no dwane no mu dwane na so no o se they can run na so muntimi hide subscribe na share na ma onua so de enye binti afọ